Good afternoon, South Africa. Welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Bonnie Booley. It's so awesome to be back. I've definitely missed you, and thank you for all your messages of how much you missed having me in the loft. On today's show, we feature two strong African women who've dominated in the entertainment and media industry. First up, we sit down with co-host of Trending SA, Kuli Roberts. She's had a long and illustrious career, from being a magazine journalist to hosting the Real Goboza and the celebrity gossip show Headline. Plus, later, we chat to Makho Ndlovu, the Zimbabwean-born celebrity reporter who recently got named as the new host of Essence Now, one of the biggest entertainment news platforms in the world. So don't forget to add your voice to the conversation on social media and vote in our poll on Twitter. We're asking, in 2017, are women and media in entertainment equal to their male counterparts? So let us know what your thoughts are, and don't forget the hashtag Afternoon Express.
Hi everybody and welcome to the show. Bonnie, lovely to have you back in the loft. Now today is going to be quite a sensational show and a little bit of everything just for everyone. Now thank goodness I wore my comfy shoes because there is a lot going on in this kitchen today. Clem, I heard a little rumor that you've got a very furry friend that you've got a fond relationship with that has inspired a whole insert on today's show.
Exactly, and I don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be an amazing oxtail dish, and I'll tell you all about it and why it inspired me a little later.
Amazing.
Plus, staying true to the Pedro Sodium again, 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, we're doing a beautiful breakfast burrito. It's gonna be amazing. There's so much cooking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give you an apron, maybe a little chef hat, because I'm gonna need some help today.
Exactly. Arriba, arriba, arriba. I'm totally in. But first, our very first guest today, media personality Kuli Roberts, started off as a fashion and beauty journalist and soon found herself presenting on TV. She co-hosted the Real Goboza show on SABC1 and then went on to host the celebrity gossip show Headline. Now she can be seen on SABC3 as co-anchor on Trending SA.
Yeah. Drop the beat, son.
Life is a sentence.
Yeah.
So many people say they saw a picture of Mandela in the car, the Tata in the car. In the car, I be eating salmon solo. They be calling me Solomon. Strong hand, don't cut it. I saw a girl wearing a jersey. They called her Jessica. She got angry when I asked her for dishes. I told her, Mama, baby, throw rum on my face, call me Ramaphosa. We fell in love, broke up, and now I'm standing under the bridge, so I understand.
All right, so the question is, when is your album coming out?
My love, it was so sad. I mean, I'm
Kuli,
watching it, and Zakaya, there's no rhythm, there's no coherence.
There's no flow.
There's no flow, there's nothing.
No bars,
Zakaya.
nothing.
But the point is that I look good, so,
But you look good,
so,
and you worked it.
Do you know what I mean?
Well
Can we
done.
first just touch on that?
Yes.
How good are you looking?
I am looking fantastic.
You're looking
But you've gone
fantastic.
through a bit of a transformation. From when I saw
have.
you last to this,
Yeah.
you were teeny tiny. What have you done?
I was miserable, my love. I got stressed
Okay.
out. I was very, very stressed out for 2 months, and then I just stopped eating. Very, very, very irresponsible. But I was so scared that I was shaking inside, and I just stopped eating. But I'm much better now, and the weight will come back on.
But you
You
know
look
what, having
phenomenal.
said that, Kuli, you're one of those people in the entertainment industry that every time I see you, I feel like you've gone through a transformation. You are the queen of reinvention.
Yes,
You're
Madonna!
always reinventing. So that's something you've gotten quite used to.
Yeah. It is also, and you're absolutely right, because my cupboard accommodates all the different sizes. So I'm actually okay whatever size I am, because I'm gonna look fantastic anyway, because there's something in my
But
cupboard.
not just size-wise, just career. I mean, your career has mutated in so many ways, and you've just got all those experiences on your back. I mean, when I met you, you used to hire me as a model because you were a fashion editor.
Yes, I was a fashion editor. That was for Drum. That was for Drum. I always tell
Fair
people.
Lady,
Yeah,
Drum.
I started with Fair Lady. I always tell people that my parents and grandparents had supermarkets in the Eastern and the Western Cape. So if you got supermarkets, you as the kids, we were the slaves, which was great, because then everybody's your family, and your purpose in life is to make sure that everyone is fine. And I think that's what happened happened to me when I went to varsity. I did my history, BA in history and politics, and then I did archaeology, then I did drama. So I did everything and anything. Everything overlapped, and there was a connection.
Yeah.
So that's why I can do everything and anything.
Yeah.
Obviously, as long as it doesn't include maths or science.
But also, coming from that supermarket background, it also teaches you quite an incredible work ethic.
Yes.
Which you have.
Yes. Which you
I mean, as long as we've known each other, you are a workhorse.
Yes,
you don't know a 9 to 5.
No. We have to also, because my grandparents and my parents, well, my grandparents, not really my parents, my grandparents left me money. They left me money in their will. So my role is to leave some money in my will for my grandchildren. So we have to look after the generations that are coming after us. That's why we've got to continue working. And the great thing about being in a supermarket is that one day I was the teller, one day I was the manager, the next day I was packing shelves, the next day I was mopping floors. So basically what happens is that you can relate to everybody and anybody, from Obama to the street sweeper. Exactly the same concept. They are both humans. And neither one is more important than the other one.
It
But
makes
did
you quite
little
resourceful.
Kuli in the supermarket know that one day she was going to be a star?
I think... I don't even know what that means, do you know what I mean? Because for me, it's what makes me happy is to make the next person happy. So I've never been like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be like so important, because I believe I already was, because
You were
I was
already
loved.
important.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first met you, I was actually there to do a shoot. It was a fashion shoot for True Love, I think. And I was in awe of how big your personality was. It was bigger than the room. I was just like, wow. So it was just so natural for you to then transition into media, to the media space, to on camera.
Yes. Media. What happened was I finished varsity, and then I was quite pregnant, and I walked into the ANC's offices, and I was like, my dad has been supporting the African National Congress. He used to write these letters when he was in America, asking Yoko Ono and all the other people to help abolish apartheid. I deserve to work here. Give me a job. They were like, okay, we're not getting rid of you. Come through and work. So I worked for them for a couple of months, 65
Doing
grand.
what?
I was basically assisting Willie Hofmeyer and Sue de Villiers, his wife, and I was in the what do you call it? We wrote press releases. I was in the what do you call it?
So it was politics or entertainment?
Media. Media. I was in the media department, yeah. And that was great until, one needed to earn a real salary, because, it was volunteer work. It was like 65 grand a week, which was fantastic, but not. So I left and I went to Fair Lady, which was incredible, I didn't have a sitter that day, and I had the interview. What do you do? Do you phone them and say, oh, no, I can't make it? No.
Or do you bring your kids?
Take the baby with you, baby.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. Took the baby with me, left her at reception and did the interview, and voila.
Well, if you had done that nowadays, breastfeeding, you would have been very on trend.
Of course, you would be very on trend, but you would do it for the wrong reasons.
And I mean, speaking of which, those are the kind of decisions women have to make in that space. And the question that we put out there to our audience is, do they feel that we've achieved gender equality in the industry? In the entertainment industry? I mean, some of the stuff that you've gotten ragged about in terms of controversy, it's stuff that if a man had been in that situation, it wouldn't have stood out.
Of course, they would have asked a man about how dare you write about coloured people. They wouldn't have asked him that. They would have just assumed that...
That he's opinionated.
Exactly. And he's opinionated.
He's so controversial.
And I've never been controversial at all.
Yeah.
The coloured column I wrote because I was raised in Athlone. My parents were in the States, my grandparents were all...
You got a lot of flack for that, though.
I got a lot of flack for it. And the point is that I don't care how much flack I get for it, because I didn't invent apartheid. My family happened not to abide by the Group Areas Act. So I was in Athlone living with coloured kids. So I'm not going to write about Russian kids. I'm not going to write about Indian kids. I'm going to write about coloured kids, because that's what I grew up with. And the fact that South Africans wanted to put me in a box, that was not my problem. Yeah. And what they wanted me to do, they wanted me to be coloured, to write about coloured experiences.
Do you not think people are too sensitive nowadays? And almost you need to have a little bit of a sense of humour about who you are in order to just get along with things.
I think also you need to read and realise that Black people are not all the same. Black people don't all come from your village.
Yeah.
Black people
I wasn't speaking about that particular scenario. I was speaking about in general.
general, of course.
Do you think people need to chill out a bit?
Yeah, no, I do, but also we can't disrespect people expecting them to chill out. But also people must research and read before they judge a situation, because she might not have come in the package of a coloured chick from Athlone, but that's where she was raised. What do you want to write about? What, people from Garangua? She doesn't know that. She wasn't from there. Why am I shouting?
I'm sorry, Kuli, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is amazing.
Kuli,
This is an amazing
hilarious.
show. This is an
So
amazing show.
thank you. You are now on Trending on 3.
I'm
SA
now
on
on
3.
Trending
And
SA on 3.
what is it like working there? It looks like a blast.
It would probably be the same as working with you two. I'm working with two amazing women.
We had Nina on
We
the
had
show.
Nina.
She's
Oh,
amazing.
She's another reason I'm here.
All she could say was Toluwuti hey.
She's incredible. She's incredible. I did take the piss out of her though, because I did see the interview, and I think she was sitting here. She's going, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing a job and it loves me as much as I love it." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, did she really say that?" But yeah, now you know how I felt about that statement. I love you though, Nina. Absolute queens, babe. Absolute queens. Barbie Malloy, so much experience in the industry.
Yes.
A heart of gold. Nina, so much talent. A heart of gold. Unfortunately, Shaka had to leave us. He's gone off to get a life or, do him. And we're allowed to. And so he was absolutely incredible as well. I mean, I love Shaka and I always love Shaka.
You look sensational.
Just, I think, I'm lucky because I'm surrounded by people who are generous.
Yeah.
Those two are very generous. You two are very generous. So that's why this interview is
Well, we'll be back with much more from Kuli a bit later on. But after the break, we're in the kitchen where Chef Clem has an interesting spin on a Mexican classic. It's a breakfast burrito, and it's a great alternative to your traditional morning meal.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and it's our very first segment starting in the kitchen now, so get your knives and forks and spatulas ready. Now, breakfast, brunch, lunch, and supper. Today's recipe can be enjoyed during any meal occasion, making it the perfect anytime meal. It packs a mean punch of flavor, and it's quick and easy to make. We're making breakfast bean burritos, and they're as simple as make it, taste it, love it, share it. Now, in Mexico, burritos are very big.
Very, very big.
So how do we get started? I love a breakfast burrito. I'm actually very excited about this.
I think any food that I can just hold in my hands as I'm like devouring it, I'm
Yeah.
happy. Put it on a
Amazing.
stick or put it in my hands and I'm happy.
Okay, come.
Let's start the sauce. For burritos, everything is about the sauce. If you don't have the sauce, you don't have the burrito.
Okay, I agree. But also, it's so colorful for me. There's always, like every bite has got a different flavor, which is
It is.
Which is gold.
I
Which
agree.
is golden.
Well done.
Which brings me to today's keyword. The keyword for this recipe is gold. All you need to do is SMS the keyword gold to 33650, and there we're going to send you all of the information that you need. Your shopping list, the recipe, and the little step-by-step how-to so that you can make this delicious breakfast burrito and go.
Let's get started. So, pass me another can real quick.
All right.
We'll talk about, today we're using the tomato and onion can, right?
Yeah.
So delicious. You know why? And amazing. No tears. No one's chopping any tomato, any onions, any tomatoes. It's already been done for you. Also, what I really love is that with every time you open that can, you're getting the finest quality in the can every time.
Amazing.
Which is amazing. So also, what's quite awkward is seasonal tomatoes. It kind of, when it's out of season, tastes like water. Good for nothing. Every single can of All Gold has got the finest quality in them, so you always sort it. And you know, the best thing is if you're working with a quality product, 90% of the work is done.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's all about the product.
It is. So it's in the pan now, got a little bit of olive oil in there. You can see it start bubbling away. I'm going to add some heat. You can't go to Mexico and not add any chili. A lot of chili, okay?
Love a little chili.
Dan's not here today. We can go big on the chili. So that's going to start cooking
Listen,
away.
even when Dan is here, I recommend you still.
I've been
chuck
doing
on the
that.
chili.
I've been doing that a little bit.
The man must learn.
But I think he's building up a really nice tolerance to some heat.
Good.
So I'll let him know that he's been doing really well. A little bit of red pepper going in.
Yeah.
And red pepper's nice. It just adds a little bit of depth to it.
Yeah.
So what's going to
Love a
happen
little
is,
bit of pepper.
with our chili that's in there, with our red pepper, it's going to start reducing slightly, becomes really, really intense in flavor. So let's just do this, a little bit of salt and pepper,
Okay.
and then magic's going to happen on its own. Oh, but of course you need a bit of beans. Beans going in, just like that. And beans are great because it's a great source of protein, and it's going to keep you
Perfect.
fuller for longer.
Yes.
So let that do its thing over there. It's going to keep on reducing.
Oh, I'm very excited for this.
Super easy now. We've got to get started on a quick egg because we got a breakfast burrito and eggs.
Oh, I didn't even see an egg.
Here
Oh,
we go. Huevos.
I saw it's not really my thing.
So we get our huevos scrambled up beautifully. Oh, that's,
Yeah.
I mean, huevos are just like eggs. My favorite. You should have them in every single dish. I would if I could. So it's real simple. You're gonna just scramble an egg really easy.
Yeah. What was that? Just eggs?
Just eggs.
Okay.
And you, of course, a little salt and pepper.
Obviously, I didn't even have eggs scrambled eggs.
No garlic.
That's fine here.
Oh my
Where's
goodness.
the garlic?
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna make you one later with garlic. Lots
Fabulous.
of garlic. So that's gonna start scrambling nicely.
All right.
And then while we're doing that, let's get our little tortillas out.
Oh, yeah.
So I've just toasted them
Those are
slightly,
great.
which actually softens. Maybe to bring it over here. No need stretching everywhere.
Exactly. And then what do? Build.
Just build it. So what you're gonna do? I've got some of my beautiful sauce that I cooked off earlier.
Is this that?
Yes. So you can see
this
how it
is
cooks
what
down.
it comes out.
You can see how it
as.
cooks down, nice and thick, nice and delicious,
That is good.
just like that.
Oh, this would be good, like just on its own, really.
It really,
I've got
really-
a simple palate.
Okay, so let's just, our eggs are still busy scrambling. We don't want to mess with them. We're going to let them do their
Okay.
thing. But you don't need to. If you don't like eggs, go for it.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of bacon.
Yeah, throw
Always.
it. Bacon, definitely.
Cool. Cheese. Go for it.
If you don't mind, I'll do this part.
Go for it. There's no such thing as too much cheese.
I know, throwing on even more.
Wrap it all up. You could top the egg over it or inside,
yes.
totally up to you.
Delicious.
A little bit of cream cheese, always.
And guac.
There we go, just like that.
Ooh.
A little bit of the avo, just
Exactly.
perfectly placed.
Oh, Clem.
Just
You
like
are
that.
literally... Like, everyone needs a little Clem in their kitchen.
Coming soon. So,
That is fantastic.
So this is one thing we did
Absolutely
earlier with all the trimmings on it. Look how amazing.
Oh, wow, look at that. Ah, I'm
Arriba,
gonna eat
arriba.
this. And trust me, this is an amazing, amazing breakfast option. If you want to know how to make it, and if you've forgotten because we were entertaining you so much, the perfect anytime meal is as simple as make it, taste it, love it, and share it. For more All Gold inspired recipes, visit allgold.co.za. All Gold is giving you the chance to win All Gold hampers filled with a variety of delicious All Gold goodness. To stand a chance to win, all you need to do is simply upload a video or picture of you making your favorite All Gold inspired recipe using the tomato products. Post it on the Afternoon Express Facebook page. Use the hashtag make it, taste it, love it, and you could win. Now, if you missed anything, here's a quick recap. that looks absolutely delicious. I'm a dynamo in the kitchen, you know.
Nice, baby.
Okay, so now let's talk about your life.
Yes.
Motherhood.
Motherhood.
2 gorgeous children. I
And
mean,
also a
you and
beautiful
Bonnie knows
grandson.
what it's like. I don't know what motherhood is like. Explain to me.
absolutely
Is
beautiful.
it as beautiful?
It is the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's what I wanted from the day I was born. I
Did you just say grandson?
Yeah, she's got a...
have a-
Sorry, what? Granny Cooley?
And she said she's scared to post pictures of him because people are going to say, is he bringing the land back? Because her grandson is white.
Listen, you are the sexiest granny I've ever seen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Joan, don't be. I know he's ugly. It's not a he, it's a girl. She's not ugly. She just got short hair.
She's
gorgeous.
not white, she's black.
She just looks like a boy. She's gorgeous.
No, you never mentioned her gender, so...
No, she just looks like a boy. But she's
Absolutely.
gorgeous.
Usually when they say her.
So there's something I'd like you to...
Gender benders.
I'd like you to clarify.
Yes,
There's a guy going around out there saying that he's family of yours, and his name is Ndopsi, and he's scammed quite a few people. I remember him faking a phone call from you, saying it was you on the line, and telling me to hang out with him. And hung out with him. We were having food, having drinks, the bill came, and then he said he'll e-wallet me his part of the bill.
He's done it to Shadow Twala. He's done it a couple of weeks ago. I was minding my own business. It was the relaunch of Training SA. It's a very upsetting story because
it's gone on for such a long time.
And I try and mind my own business. And what he does is he calls people and he harasses them for things. And he sounds like me. And there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do.
Oh, my goodness.
So at the launch of Training SA, I'm standing outside minding my own business. This woman comes up to me and she's like, you've been demanding tickets from me. We've had enough of you calling us. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Then she says, I'll call you. She calls me. He answers. I'm standing there weeping like a little chicken.
No.
I don't know what to do. A couple of years ago, he stole money from my account. He scanned my card. Of course, I reported it. Nothing happened. And since then, he's just been calling people and impersonating me. So what you're going to do is you're going to go on national TV and cry about it. What else can you do?
Oh, my darling, I'm so sorry.
Babe, you know.
It must be, it's so, I don't even know what to say after
Well, I'm
that.
glad
That's
you've
so
got an
intense.
opportunity to just clear it up.
He did it to you as well, Lala. He did it to Shadow Twala on some like, yeah, I'm with Kuli. He goes to Mac and he says, I'd like, Kuli Roberts wants these products. They're like Kuli Roberts. Oh, no, we love Kuli Roberts. Oh, no. They give him products.
You know what? It must be so difficult to be in a position where you can be taken advantage of on so many levels, but you're also in a position where you can do so much good.
Yes.
At the
That's
moment,
what I concentrate
know
on.
I follow you on Twitter all the time, and you've even changed your Twitter handle to stop anti-albinism, I think it is.
Yeah.
So you've been an amazing voice for people with albinism.
Yeah, and you
Tell
were
me
the
where
voice
that
for it
passion
before
came
people became
from.
aware, yeah.
I think, you know, we've been very, very fortunate. We've been very fortunate. We went to great schools, we've had great lives, and then you remember that there are people who are still being killed by their own in 2017, and they've been killed because they have no melanin. So, of course, I assumed that it was something that was happening in the 70s and the 80s when I was a child, but then I found out that it still happens in 2017. The worst things, it happens in places like Durban, around the corner. You know, you're not even talking about East Africa. I'm talking about Durban. I'm talking about a person, a child, they are attacked, they are grabbed, they are mutilated by other black people. And then you expect other races to respect black people. If we don't respect black people ourselves, Malawi, according to the United Nations, people with albinism, they're going to be extinct in the next couple of years. We are killing our own people. Or what do they say? They say, oh no, for Muti. It's just all nonsense. It's just barbaric nonsense. It's based on greed. And it's just these men, once again. Not that I've got anything against men, but they are the perpetrators.
So you hosted a radio show for over 6 years with Bob on Kaya. And are we going to hear you on radio again soon?
Well, I hope so, because I really, really did. I do enjoy radio. I do enjoy talking. I do enjoy spreading information.
You should have a podcast, actually.
Yeah. I should. If you pay me, baby, I'll do it. Going around doing free podcasts. And Jeannie says I'm hot, so I'm not doing it. No. So, what was I saying? What were you asking?
Radio.
That we're going to hear you on
Yeah,
radio
I want to
again.
go back on radio. We need to educate our people. We need to educate our people that they got to look after the continent. Our people are still flossing left, right, and center while their parents live in unpainted houses in Garangua, wherever they live. The point is that we need to stop flossing. We need to look after the continent. All these materialistic things that we think they're a sign that we've arrived. No, babe. You're just giving those men that don't know you or care about you more money. Let's start empowering each other. And about albinism, it's very important that black people ensure that people with albinism are supported and looked after and cared for, because it was black people who spread the myths about them that, oh no, people with albinism, they don't die, they disappear, they are the ghosts of colonizers. So it's black people who need to make sure that people with albinism are reflected within the society that we now enjoy. They need to be presenters. I mean, obviously they are doctors because they are intelligent, but they need to be reflected. In South Africa, white children need to know what's happening with black people with albinism, because we as blacks are the only ones who kill our people with albinism. Everyone needs to know what's happening with people with albinism so that we can all, when we see someone with albinism, we're not like, oh my gosh, and trying to touch them or running away. We just embrace people like a human being.
Yeah.
We've got to stop being so ignorant. I mean, we want to floss, but we're ignorant. Oh, look at me, I got these, but I'm ignorant.
No, but this cause definitely needs your voice.
It does.
I think it's absolutely gracious what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I really, really do hope that you know, that we do see a change and we do see huge effects.
There is, my love, there is a huge change. SABC's got a lot of presenters with albinism, producers. There's a lot being done. There's a lot being done. And it has nothing to do with me, but it makes me feel like gold. It makes me feel like gold when a young kid on Twitter refers people to me when they call him albino, because there is no such thing as an albino. It's people with albinism. You do not define a person by the lack of melanin. I have a heart murmur. I'm not called a memorist. Ooh, Kuli Roberts. Do you know what I mean? So we need to respect people. We need to respect people.
Exactly. Now stay right where you are, because after the break we meet our second inspiring African woman today on the show. It's Makho Ndlovu, and she is making waves for herself internationally as a celebrity reporter, and she's flying the flag for young African women. We'll be right back.
Do you think she can give me some time?
Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, from humble beginnings in Zimbabwe to the big city of New York, Makho Ndlovu was first noticed by international music mogul Russell Simmons in 2011 when he handpicked her as the Global Grind Celebrity Video Correspondent winner. Since then, her career has skyrocketed, and now she can be seen hosting the international celebrity news show Essence Now. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you for having me. Bonnie, like, I'm sitting right in front of you guys. This is crazy. I watch you guys every day.
Oh, wow. Thank you so
exciting.
much.
I'm at home now. Let me relax.
And congratulations, you just got married.
I did.
Oh,
I did. I
how
got married
gorgeous.
2 years ago to the love of my life. My husband is my best friend. That's Boo. That's him right
can
there.
we discuss
Hello.
that look?
Do you know that's a necklace on the top of my head that I got from
It is
some
beautiful.
random place, and we just put it on my head as like a headpiece. And
look
we had a ball.
incredible.
Like our
You look
wedding
like
was
you
the
had
party of a
fun.
lifetime.
Where was it?
In Indianapolis,
Okay.
which is where my mom lives.
Yeah.
New York is so expensive. Like, it was just too expensive to have a wedding in New York.
have a
We're like,
wedding
we're
there.
going home.
You've got a clothing store in Indianapolis
I
as
do.
well. Hey?
I do, yes.
So do you just style yourself? Like, because if I had a clothing store, my life would have been like, I like this.
So you own it with your mom.
Yes, so I
So
co-own
where do you
it
guys
with my
source
mom. We source
your
from all
fashion?
over. We source from the web, we source from China, we source from different trade shows, but I do a combination of both. So for Essence Now, I wear stuff from my stylist who styled me today, and I also wear stuff
Lovely.
from the store. So do a combination.
Okay, now let's discuss where you are right now, because from being born in Zimbabwe
Yeah.
to all of a sudden being one of the most influential TV people in New York. Wow. I mean, let's just discuss that
The
journey.
journey,
How
yeah.
wonderful.
So you moved to the States when you were 10.
Yes, when I was 9, actually, which was 20-some, we don't have to mention the number of years ago. The number of years ago when I was 9, we moved to Brooklyn. And if you can imagine, in the 90s, Brooklyn was very different from what it is now.
Very.
Yeah.
It was the hood. So I got there, I had this funny accent. They were like, where did she come from? Why she sound
Did they
like
call
that?
you an African booty scratcher?
They sure did. It was not cool to be African back then. I got teased mercilessly. And one of the things that I look back on my life, I don't really have regrets, but I made a conscious decision to change my accent because I got teased so much because the other kids were like, it was just so hard, so I decided to fit in. Now, looking back on it, I wish I would have kept it.
But it's something that would have naturally happened, I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think
but
at 9.
my mom
it's
has
something-
been in America for like 30 years.
Yeah.
She still sounds Ndebele. She still talks like with her regular accent. There's nothing, American about her.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Why did your parents make the move?
I think my mom just decided that she wanted a better life for us. I think she had really reached the peak of where she was. She worked in the military. She had a great job. But there was something that was yearning. She just felt like, let me see what America's had. And she had a great house, great job. She moved to America. She used to work at McDonald's. And it was hard.
That's
It was
incredible.
really tough. That's the immigrant diaspora struggle
is,
that
it
a lot of
is.
people have, that when they move over to the U.S. or England or wherever, they really got to start from the bottom and work
now
up.
with Trump, it's going to be even harder.
Girl, don't even get me
On the
started
other
on him.
hand,
Don't.
we're going to ask you about that later. On the other hand, there's some really great success stories that are so inspiring. And so many African authors are also writing about their parents' move to the US and the early
land
days.
of opportunity.
And and how, the
Yeah.
American dream. So tell
Absolutely.
us that moment when you decided to enter that competition.
Oh, the Russell Simmons competition. A friend actually told me about it. And she was like, I think you'd be really good for this. I was like, are you sure? She was like, you have such a great personality, do it. I did it. There were 5,000 other people. By some stroke of luck, I went through the multiple rounds and I won. And Russell handpicked me. And that was just divine
By
intervention.
some stroke of luck? No.
Some
you
stroke
must
of
have
luck.
worked so hard.
I
mean, there were
did.
5,000 entrants.
I did, Bonnie, but I will have to say that a lot of this industry just has to do with being at the right place at the right time and favor. And whoever you believe in, whether it's Buddha, God, Allah, it is a combination of things. And that's what happened for me.
You are amazing. We're still going to unpack so much more of what makes you you. Thank you so much for coming to visit
Thank you
us.
for having me. Are you kidding? Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is a dream.
We're so happy to have you here.
NutriKids. Good for mom, way better for kids. Made with love by Clover.
What are we doing? Clem.
I'm so happy to see you back.
I'm glad to be back. Now, we all know how essential it is for kids to receive the nutrients that their little bodies need to grow and develop. But the sad reality is that most of them are not getting these basic nourishing elements. Making a few smart food choices can make all the difference in their daily diet and promote to a better lifestyle. So, Clem, where do we begin?
So you've got a very demanding lifestyle, am I right?
Of course I do. Too demanding.
Exactly, but we sometimes forget that young kids also have these demanding lifestyles nowadays.
They do.
But most importantly, they need these essential nutrients because they're busy developing,
Yeah.
you know what I
And
mean?
we expect so much from them, and I think that pressure on kids has it's increased over the years.
And understandably, the pressure on parents at home to provide healthy snacks.
Absolutely.
So I've got you sorted today.
Are these the healthy snacks?
These are not the healthy snacks. So let's talk about it. These are easy go-to for young kids, am I right? Also, it's easy for them to get, easy for you to open and just to pop.
Yeah.
You give them a kid and
But you know what?
chocolate
Luckily, I'm that kind of parent who never feeds my kids this stuff.
That's why I admire you so much. Absolutely. So let's talk about
What have
some
you got?
easy substitutes today.
Okay.
So when it comes to snacks, we obviously, like we spoke about the chips and the chocolates, it's easy to go to, easy to open, convenience. But what we need to recognize is a lot of sugar, a lot of additives and things you just don't want in there. So a healthy alternative, rather go for the Clover NutriKids yogurts. Perfect 70-gram pack, which is a perfect portion for kids. These are not portion controlled at all. Not even mentioning the bad stuff that's in there. So Clover NutriKids yogurts, perfect size, easy, snap it, seal, and they're happy. Also fizzy drinks, right? Your kids should not be on them at all.
No, water. Kids should be just drinking lots of water.
But I also find that kids love being involved in the kitchen at any time.
Yeah.
There's that sense of responsibility.
They do
So
love
with the Clover NutriKids full cream milk powder, there comes a little easy little scoop. Give it to the kids, let them do it themselves.
Kids at what age? Up to what age?
From 3 up. So I mean, it's amazing. And delicious. Okay, I've kind of had a little snack myself. So instead of the...
So is it like a little milkshake?
It is a little. It's deliciously creamy. So get rid of this, and then give them the milk. I mean, the goodness of dairy, which is actually lacking in the average South African's diet. And if it's we're talking adults, not even kids. So you can imagine how important it is for them. So it's very important to make these kind of swaps and look for alternatives. Another thing is we tend to think to give our kids juice, and then we dilute it because we know there's sugar in there. Instead, we should just go for the fruit nectars. Perfectly sourced. I mean, the ingredients in there is good for your kids, and it's been diluted already in the sense that you're not getting that abundance
Intense
of sugar
sugar.
because you know what kids are like on sugar. Luckily, I'm not there just yet. So you can testify.
I'm there. Boy, am I there.
So these are some very easy alternatives we should be looking at when it comes to our young kids' diets. Very important.
Well, thank you so much. That was very informative, and I'll be trying these for sure. You can also support CHOC by purchasing Clover NutriKids products, which provide a foundation of health development for toddlers. You won't only be supporting your own child's development, but those living with cancer too, as proceeds from every purchase will go towards a new home from CHOC. NutriKids is good for mom and way better for kids. So go on and make a difference with purchasing NutriKids.
NutriKids. Good for mum, way better for kids. Made with love by Clover.
So we love connecting with you online, and I'd just like to say thank you so much for all of your fantastic questions and comments. And of course, we've been taking a Twitter poll, and basically we're asking, in 2017, are women in media and entertainment treated as equals to their male counterparts? And here are the results. Yes, they are, 28%. No, unequal pay exists, 15%, and more needs to be done is a whopping 56%. Thank you so much for all of your input. Now, we've got more to come from the inspiring Makho Ndlovu after the break. Plus, we're launching a brand new series on Afternoon Express in the kitchen with Chef Clem, and it involves his little furry friend, Nessie. Stay right there. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, considering our pets are part of the family, it's only fair that they enjoy the same quality food that we do. Well, that's the theory anyway. And our very own Clem and his beautiful pup Nessie are starring in a new campaign. Let's see what it's all about.
I'm Clem Pedro, and this is Nessie. Just like a dad, you can't keep Nessie out of the kitchen. And it seems to be where we spend most of our time. When it comes to cooking for your family, quality is essential. Cook with as many locally sourced products as possible, with the highest quality meat proteins. The secret to a delicious and nutritious meal is cooking it naturally, low and slow, locking in all those nutrients and tasty flavors. Following these golden rules, you're guaranteed to have a mouth-watering and healthy meal for your whole family, including your furry best friend. Petley's gourmet meaty meals, prepared with the same passion, care and process as you would for your own family.
Okay, that's a really cute dog.
She's really special though.
Oh, so sweet. Okay, so tell me more.
Okay, so I really am obsessed with Petley's, and the reason is the same quality that goes into the food that we prepare on our show and at home is actually put into every single can of Petley's.
Yeah.
So for the little ad that you saw, we made a beautiful oxtail dish, and I actually want to recreate it today in the studio.
Oh, that's amazing. I've always loved making really delicious food for my dogs, but then I broke up with them soon afterwards.
Okay.
So what do we got here?
So to start off with the oxtail, very important, you always brown off the oxtail, and that way you get that intense, nice flavor.
Yeah.
So to that, we're going to go with some caramelized onions. And, well, when it comes to oxtail, you know the trick is low and slow, right?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Slow cooking. This is all slow food movement here.
Yes, it is. And the same, that low and slow technique is also used with Petley's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To bring out the natural flavors of the ingredients. You're not adding any funny bits to it.
And in your commercial, you also sounded low and slow.
I think
that was like the sexy Clem voice,
I think that's just how I cook at home, you know? little bit of music in the background, just like cooking.
So cute.
All right, so that's browned up nicely. So caramelized onions went in there. And now we're going to go with our mirepoix. So it's our carrots and our celery. Mirepoix.
I've never heard that word in my life.
At home, I also speak French.
What's a mirepoix?
Mirepoix, it's basically our base vegetables that you should add to
so
every
then
single...
that's that.
There we go, carrots, celery. Here we go. Sorry, that's leeks, yeah? And then the celery, I've got it over there on the side. I'll just chop up real quick.
There you go.
Just like that.
Mirepoix. That's really nice.
It is.
And of course, if you want all of the recipe details for this fantastic slow-cooked, what's it, lamb shank?
It is our oxtail.
Oxtail. Well, I thought it was lamb shank. So what you need to do is SMS the keyword lamb to 33650, and they will send you all of the details that you'll need. Your shopping list, the step-by-step how-to, so that you can make this very, very yummy dish.
There we go.
Okay, that looks amazing.
So this oxtail is looking amazing right now. There we go. So another reason I've also chosen Petley's is because with the other commercial brands that are out there, you actually don't know what's in there. You don't.
True.
So with Petley's, guaranteed it's proper meat protein and meat, like oxtail. If it says oxtail in the can, it's definitely oxtail that they're using. A lot of the other brands seem to use other cereals, which is not recommended for your pets at all.
Yeah.
So definitely choosing Petley's guaranteed a higher protein diet for your little furry friend at home.
Totally.
There we go. Just like that.
There you go. Oh, Clem, that looks amazing.
Some homemade beef stock. That's going to start simmering away nicely. Just like that. And then I've got some tomato paste, and that's just going to add that nice richness to our oxtail.
I love tomato paste.
And it just makes all the difference.
Yeah.
So there we go. So let's plate this guy up. So I kind of went a little fancy. I do cook fancy at home.
Yeah.
I kind of let my little...
Speaks French, cooks fancy. Oh, what is
background
that?
music. This is our carrot and leek puree. Very simple. Carrots, leeks, a little bit of butter, a little bit of cream cheese, pureed. Beautiful color, and there's like nothing added to it. This is natural color.
Oh, you never cease to amaze me.
Again,
it's just magic in a kitchen, don't you think?
It is. There we go.
Yum.
A little bit of that puree going down. Let me just swap it out to show you. After we've cooked it for about 4 hours, that meat is just falling off the bone. So there we go.
Clem.
Just like that.
Oh.
What do you think? A little bit of garnish.
That looks delicious.
Just like the one that we've done right over there. And it's done. We're eating.
Look at that. Oh, absolutely love it. Now, if you have a pet in your life, it is so, 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 so important to feed them with the love and care that you do for yourself. And it's so great to see a company like Petleys providing our pets with yummy and really meaty meals. Really love it. And if you like to get Clem's really delicious slow-cooked oxtail recipe, then you can find it on the link. All you need to do is, it's promeal.co.za/brands/Petleys. There you go.
Welcome back. We're on the couch with Makho Ndlovu. So you win this competition and you host the Global Grand. What are some of the biggest lessons that you learned?
One of the biggest lessons I learned was that you have to fight for your own dream. I mean, winning the competition was just one step of it, but I had to actually make contacts and find ways to get on the red carpets and interview these celebrities. And when that wasn't enough, find a way to actually monetize it on my own away from Global Grind. So that was a huge challenge for me.
And what role did social media play in that process? And what are the most significant lessons that you've learned, or how social media can impact one's career, especially globally?
Right. The fact that I'm sitting on this couch with you is proof that it's not just social media. Social media has been amazing in the way that I've been received just in South Africa or throughout the continent, because it's given people a chance to get to know me, to see me, and for me to show my personality and show what I'm doing and really connect with people. So I just love social media. I'm a huge proponent. It's like, don't sleep on social media.
And I mean, now you've grown into this big global brand, but it seems like it's very important to you to keep this connection with Africa, with South Africa. What are some of the networking relationships that you still have with South Africa?
Well, I think just based on social media, I've been able to take that and build solid in-person, in real-life relationships, which is why it's important for me to come here and meet with people and talk to them and really solidify those relationships outside of social media. But people have been so instrumental in just even recommending me for jobs or other various writing opportunities as well. Because the thing about this industry is you can't be a one-trick pony or just do one thing. You have to be versatile and do many different things. So the contacts that I've gotten from social media have actually translated into real life in South Africa, real life money in my bank account.
You've interviewed some of the biggest names, the Tyler Perrys, so many. And what stands out for you about big names that perhaps people still find so intimidating? What makes them human for you every time you meet them?
Yeah, a couple of things. How human they are. Because when you see people and you watch them on TV, I'm sure you can relate to this. People have this view of who you are. But at the end of the day, you're just Bonnie. You're just like a regular person who just happens to have an amazing job, an amazing opportunity, right? So you realize that they're just human beings. But the other thing that I'm struck by is that people are so fascinated by the fact that I am African. Each celebrity that I have talked to, whether it's John Legend or Tashina Arnold or Raven Simone, when I say just my name, they're like, oh, where are you from? And then the conversation goes a different way. I'm like, no, this is not about me. This is about you. So that sense of uniqueness is so important in whatever industry you're in.
Yeah, that's incredible. So now you host Essence Now. What does a day in your life look like?
Oh my gosh, crazy. It's never the same.
Manic.
Super hectic, yeah, it's manic, but it's fun. It is the job of a lifetime. Like I'm just like glowing in that photo because every time I get to go to work and represent this huge iconic brand, and the fact that they picked me, little old me from Zimbabwe who like fought and hustled for her dream, the fact that they picked me, I feel like I'm floating. It's unreal. It's truly a dream job.
Yeah, well, congratulations. You're not going anywhere. We're going to have these two amazing women back on the couch after the break with more from Makho. And we're joined again on the couch by Trending SA co-host Kuli Roberts, and we'll see you right after this. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us back on Afternoon Express, live on SABC3. We are seated in front of the most beautiful food with the most inspiring ladies. So, Kuli, just right off the bat, a question I've always wanted to ask you. What is the biggest misconception out there about you that was continuously perpetuated by the media?
I really don't know, okay? Oh, wow. Do you know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with me.
Right.
Because anyone can have a misconception, and whether it's 1 person or 3 million or 50 million, I really don't care. It has nothing to do with me. I believe that once you take interest, then you are sucked into the, it's got nothing to do with me. I have an amazing life. I'm an amazing human being, and I'm very, very grateful, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
And that's all that's important.
Buddy and I discuss that so often, and I'm sure it must happen in your life as well, that you take so much on that at some point you've got to go, this is mine and that's somebody else's. And you can't take on everybody else's opinion and what everybody else thinks of you, because otherwise it's going to drive you absolutely
nuts. And that's what I say to people on Twitter. Talk amongst yourselves. Don't include me. What you think of me has nothing to do with me.
Okay, listen, speaking of Twitter, I'm blocked on Twitter. Can you unblock me?
Oh, no!
Can you?
Awkward moments on Afternoon
Now we
Express.
have to ask the question, but what did you say?
I don't remember.
What did you
don't
tweet?
think
I apologize.
anything bad.
No, can I tell you what my problem is? Can I tell you what my problem is?
When stuff like this happens.
I apologize. My problem is, and this happens to me all the time.
It's all good.
I apologize.
No, it's all good.
No, my problem is like I go like Herod. Remember Herod in the Bible? With the firstborn sons.
Yeah.
Pharaoh in Egypt, that's what I do.
Yeah.
She pisses me off. What I do is that I will block all her followers, and then I will remind her.
I've never done that to her.
Lucky you.
No, the problem is that I apologize because you didn't do anything wrong. It's just someone that followed you did something, and the thing is, I'm petty. I apologize for Africa for being petty.
No,
Nice
no.
save,
I'm so
nice
sorry. I
save.
didn't even mean to put you on the spot.
I'm
but
glad you did. I must stop doing that. I'm going to. Where's my phone?
No, but you know what? It's self-care. You have to take
self-care.
care of
It's
yourself.
self-care.
Yes, because it's so important to do that on Twitter. Because there are people that pop off and say really ridiculous things.
Okay, what's happened to you? Has anything major like that
actually,
happened
to be
Has
honest,
anyone trolled you?
maybe once or twice,
Yeah.
but I got trolled on Twitter on YouTube for an interview that I did. And I just was trying to show personality, but it didn't go over too well. People didn't like it. But I was like, you know what? I'm in South Africa. I'm living my life. I have a dream job. I really could care less.
Yeah. And one of the greatest things about radio is that whatever happens, and the moment is gone, move on. This whole thing of like, oh my gosh, what did they think of me like 3 weeks ago? Who cares? People have their own problems. People don't care. People don't care how rich you are. People don't care how poor you are. People just want you to be a good person.
I guess that the focus is magnified because you feel like you're one human being, and so many people have the opportunity to say so much about what you're doing in one moment, so it can feel a little bit overwhelming.
It can, but you have to put everything in perspective.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just as much as there's good things, there's bad things, and when people do write those negative things, there are 10 more people that are writing positive things.
And we've got this bad habit of always hopping on the negative. We forget about, Jeannie, you're so beautiful. We're like, oh, your eyelashes are, oh my gosh, my eyelash.
No, we know in the laugh, but I'm always with Bonnie. I'm like, bring in the good, bring in the
Yes,
good.
my
No
love.
bad. There's
There you go.
We don't allow the space for the negativity.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you for
and
having
inspiring
us. This is a dream.
And the great thing is that we got to meet. And I apologize.
And
for
I'm
we got to
blocked.
meet. Yes.
And
I'm going to New York to come and stay with you, babe.
Thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you for joining us today. We've absolutely loved having you. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place. So until then, good night and happy eating.
Thank you, my queen.
Okay, now please taste this.
Search for a home on any device, anytime, anywhere. Private Property, a home for everyone.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.